We used to have a four-wheel drive vehicle with a roof carrier and a mattress and a bed made up permanently on the roof of this. We used to go traveling like that and didn't even bother to put a tent over it. Just a piece of plastic in case it rained, and we used to sleep outside under the stars. I'm the despair of my friends. I have about 10,000 color slides that I've taken all over the country, and I'll show them at the drop of a hat. Each and every one of them, it usually takes about 15 bottles of wine. Now, I've been, I think, on every road in the country. I know where every garage is, I know where every biltong maker is, I know where every good meat pie can be bought. I know where every beautiful mirage is to be found, where you can see a group of ostriches.
We love visiting Southwest Africa and the various game reserves.
Just in search of, well, I can't call it anything specific. We look for the spirit of this country.
I don't think we're home more than 6 months of the year.
The country is so rich in images. The imagery, for instance, of the springbuck, the horns that are also aloes, the grass running over the hillsides.
We normally look for the dry, arid areas, and we love the desert.
And to travel up and to see the sunsets at Halali. Those long stretched out bits of nothing round about Kimberley, between Bloemhof and all the way down to Victoria West. There's just nothing to be seen. It's this vast spaciousness and these horizontal lines all over, and mirages far away in the distance. Those are recurring things in my pictures. They form themselves as images to paint in my mind. The village you see over there is Warrenton. It was founded by an ancestor of mine in about 1890. I was born there. The house is gone. I can't find the house, but I know I was christened in that church over there. And my father farmed on the banks of the river, and he also couldn't make up his mind if he was a farmer or a diamond digger. He wasn't particularly successful at either, and we spent the early years of my life traveling all over the diamond fields, from here to Klipdam, Berkeley West, Gong, places like that, down to Hopefield. Then we finally moved when I was about 6 years old to Kimberley. But still in this village, you can see my grandfather's grave on the National Road as you go past the village. He's under the big peppercorn tree. We are still inclined to dominate the village, and even the cemetery, you'll see our names all over the place there. There's Aunt Johanna there. She married a chap called Botha. Look at this inscription on this grave here. This is a resounding name, Cornelius Gregorius Vorster. He nearly made a century. I see he was a voortrekker when he was 15 years of age, and he was also a founder of the town of Warrenton in 1882, it was. And there's another one there. She married a fellow called Smook, it appears. And this is my grandfather's grave. I had an uncle who made these stones. He carved them from solid blocks of slate. He had a quarry on his farm. He had a very fancy design here with leaves and things, but you could still read Hier is ons lieve vader, Paul Philippus Vorster. He was born in May 1860 and died September 1923. It was just exactly a year before I was born. Now, because of the mixture of races, languages, politics, and religions in our family, we had a few problems that other families don't normally have. For instance, the naming of the children was very strange. I was called after my maternal grandfather. My name is Gordon Frank. My brother was Paulus Philippus. I have one poor sister who was named Aletta Regina. She was very offended about it because the dog was called Nicolette, which she would have preferred. And I have another sister. She was going to be the last child, and the entire family got in, and she's called Elsa Petronella Anna Susanna. We moved to Windsorton only after my mother had inspected the village and found that there was a High Church of England. It was a particularly difficult period in the life of the family because my mother insisted on carrying on with her religion, and my father was, of course, Dutch Reformed Church. Later on, she became a member of the Dutch Reformed Church as well. But things were particularly trying in the house on Sundays. We had the same difficulty over politics. My family didn't speak to each other a week before and after every election day. My mother was, of course, a royalist, an empire builder, and my father was, of course, a very staunch nationalist. Well, my mother was finally accepted by the family when it was made clear to them that she was not English, she was Scottish, and that the Scots hated the British. We finally moved into a house like this. As you can see, the Vaal River in the back. It's been dug out. There isn't a square inch that hasn't been investigated for diamonds.